listen carefully for a moment. Before the noise of your day returns, before the doubts begin speaking again, before the weight of everything you have been carrying settles back on your shoulders, I want you to hear this clearly, because what I am about to say is not a passing encouragement or a temporary comfort. Your blessing is not over yet. The chapter you are living in right now may feel heavy, unfinished, even confusing at times, but the story I am writing through your life has not reached its final page. Many times you have looked at your circumstances and quietly wondered if the best moments were already behind you. You have asked yourself whether the opportunities you once hoped for have slipped away, whether the doors you were waiting to open have quietly closed forever. These questions have moved through your thoughts more times than you admit, especially in the quiet hours when you are alone with your reflections. But hear this truth: what you see right now is not the end of your story. It is a moment in the middle, a part of the process that prepares the ground for something greater than you can currently imagine. The problem with standing inside the middle of a story is that you can only see the page in front of you. You do not yet see the chapters that will follow. You cannot see how the experiences that feel confusing today will one day make perfect sense when the full picture becomes clear. From where you stand, things may appear uncertain, but from where I stand, the path ahead is already prepared. There have been seasons when you felt as though nothing was moving. You prayed and waited. You hoped and waited. You believed and waited. Yet the answer did not seem to arrive in the timing you expected. And in those waiting seasons, a quiet voice sometimes tried to convince you that perhaps your blessing had passed you by. But that voice was not telling the truth. Blessings do not expire in my hands. Promises do not lose their power simply because time has passed. What I have prepared for your life is not dependent on the speed of circumstances or the opinions of people around you. It is anchored in my purpose, and my purpose does not fade. You may not realize it, but during the moments when you thought nothing was happening, something significant was actually taking place beneath the surface. Just as seeds grow quietly under the soil, long before they break through the ground, the preparation for your next season has been unfolding in ways that your eyes could not see. There were lessons forming in your heart, strength developing in your character, patience growing in places that once held frustration. The very qualities that will sustain the blessing ahead were being shaped within you. Many people ask for a breakthrough without understanding the preparation required to carry it. But I do not release something into your life before you are ready to hold it well. When the timing feels slow, it is not because I have forgotten you. It is because I am preparing you. The season you have walked through has built resilience inside you. It has taught you how to keep going when circumstances were uncertain. It has shown you how to trust even when answers were not immediate. These are not small things. These are the very foundations that will support what is coming next. Remember this: the greatest stories are not made of easy chapters. They are made of perseverance, of faith that continues even when the outcome is not yet visible. And you have continued. Even on days when your faith felt small, you still held on. Even when your prayers felt quiet, you still spoke them. Even when the path seemed unclear, you still kept walking. That matters more than you know. Now, I want you to pause for a moment and receive this message with an open heart. Let it settle deeply inside you, because the truth I am speaking over your life is stronger than the fears that try to challenge it. Your blessing is not behind you. Your opportunity is not lost. Your story is not finished. What lies ahead contains more purpose, more growth, and more goodness than the chapter you are currently reading. The door you think has remained closed is not the only door that exists. There are paths being prepared that you have not yet discovered. So do not measure your future by what you see today. Instead, trust the author of your story. If these words are speaking to your heart right now, take a moment and write, "I receive this," below. Let it be your declaration that you are choosing hope instead of discouragement. And as you continue listening, remember that this message is not only meant to encourage you, it is meant to guide you toward a deeper understanding of how to walk forward with confidence and faith. If this message is helping you today, consider supporting this ministry so that these words can continue reaching others who need encouragement. You can do that through the link provided below. Also remember to like this message, share it with someone who might need hope today, and subscribe so you don't miss what I am about to reveal. Because the journey we are walking together is only beginning, and your blessing is not over yet. Take a moment and breathe. Slow down the racing thoughts that have been circling in your mind. I know the questions that have been quietly forming inside you. I have heard the words you spoke out loud, and I have also heard the ones you kept hidden deep within your heart. You have wondered if the waiting means something has gone wrong. You have wondered if the silence means the answer will never come. But listen carefully now, because I want to replace that uncertainty with truth. The waiting you have experienced was never empty time. Every moment you believed you were standing still, I was arranging pieces of your life that had to move into position before the blessing could arrive in its fullness. You could not see it from where you stood. All you saw were days that looked the same, prayers that seemed unanswered, and doors that had not yet opened. But the work of preparation often happens where human eyes cannot detect it. Think of the farmer who plants a seed deep into the soil. After the seed disappears beneath the ground, nothing visible seems to happen for a while. If someone judged the situation too early, they might say, nothing is growing. But beneath the surface, life is forming quietly. Roots are stretching downward. Strength is building in the hidden places. And when the time is right, what was unseen suddenly becomes visible. Your life has been in a season like that. While you were wondering why progress felt slow, your character was becoming stronger. While you were questioning whether the promise would still come, your capacity to handle it was expanding. The strength you have gained through patience, perseverance, and faith is something no one can take away from you. Many people desire blessings, but few are willing to endure the preparation that makes those blessings sustainable. I care about more than the moment you receive something good. I care about your ability to carry it with wisdom, humility, and peace. I care about the way your life will influence others once the blessing begins to unfold. That is why I shape the heart before I release the reward. Look back for a moment at the path you have already walked. There were days when you felt uncertain about the future. There were nights when the weight of unanswered questions made it difficult to rest. There were situations that seemed confusing and sometimes even painful. Yet through all of that, you continued moving forward. You did not quit. You did not abandon hope completely. Even when you felt weak, you kept turning your thoughts toward me. Even when you could not see the outcome, you kept believing that your story still had meaning. That perseverance has value beyond what you understand right now. The strength you developed during the waiting will become the very thing that stabilizes you when the blessing begins to arrive. Because blessings without stability can overwhelm a person. But blessings placed in the hands of someone who has learned patience become something beautiful and lasting. This is why I say again, your blessing is not over yet. In fact, you are closer to it than you realize. What feels like a long journey to you is only one chapter in the story I am writing through your life. And the chapters ahead contain moments that will bring clarity to everything you have been questioning. But I want you to understand something important about the way I work. I rarely reveal the entire plan at once. If you could see every step ahead of time, the journey would no longer require faith. And faith is one of the most powerful forces shaping your life right now. Faith keeps your heart open to hope, even when circumstances appear uncertain. Faith teaches you to walk forward even when the road bends around a corner you cannot see past. And every step you have taken with faith has strengthened something within you. So do not rush the process. Do not assume that silence means abandonment. Do not assume that delay means denial. What you call delay is often preparation unfolding at the perfect pace. Sometimes the most meaningful breakthroughs come after the longest periods of growth beneath the surface. You may look at other people and feel as though their journey is moving faster. You may see someone else experiencing visible success and wonder why your own progress seems quieter. But your path is not meant to mirror anyone else's. Each story I write is unique. The timing, the lessons, the opportunities, and the impact of your life are all being shaped according to a purpose designed specifically for you. When you compare your journey to someone else's, you are trying to measure two completely different stories, and comparison only steals the piece that belongs to you. Instead, focus on the ground directly beneath your feet. Pay attention to the small ways you are growing stronger each day. Notice the subtle changes in how you think, how you respond, how you trust. Those changes are evidence that something meaningful is unfolding. Now I want you to do something simple but powerful. Let this truth settle into your heart. The season you are in right now is not wasted time. It is preparation. If this message is resonating with your spirit, take a moment and write, "I believe the process" below. Let those words be a reminder to yourself that you are choosing patience over frustration and trust over doubt. As you move forward from this moment, carry this understanding with you. The waiting you experienced has not been pointless. The quiet days have been shaping something inside you that will soon make sense. The blessing you thought might be slipping away is still on its way. And as the story continues to unfold, you will begin to see that every step you took, even the uncertain ones, was guiding you toward the place I prepared for you all along. Stay attentive, stay hopeful, and keep walking. Pause for a moment and listen again. The noise of the world has a way of convincing you that everything must happen quickly or it will never happen at all. You see the pace of other people's lives. You watch doors open for them, opportunities appear, paths unfold with clarity. And somewhere in that comparison, a quiet thought begins to grow inside you. Maybe my time has passed. But that thought is not the truth. The timing of your life is not measured by the speed of someone else's story. What I am building through your journey has a rhythm and a pace designed specifically for you. When something is crafted with care, it is never rushed. The most meaningful outcomes in life are rarely the fastest ones. They are the ones shaped with patience, intention, and purpose. Right now, you are standing in a moment where the next chapter is quietly approaching. You may not yet see the full outline of it. You may not yet understand how the pieces will come together. But movement has already begun. Think of a sunrise. Before the first rays of light appear over the horizon, the world is still wrapped in darkness. If someone judged the moment too early, they might say, "The night will never end." Yet even when the sky still looks dark, the light is already on its way. Your life is standing in a moment like that. The sky may still appear uncertain. The answers may still feel just out of reach. But the light that will illuminate the path ahead is already drawing closer. You have grown more than you realized during this season. You have learned how to endure difficult days without losing your ability to hope. You have learned how to keep moving forward even when the direction felt unclear. These experiences had been shaping a deeper strength within you. And strength like this is not formed by comfort alone. The very challenges you once wished would disappear have been teaching you how to stand with resilience. They have been refining your ability to remain calm when situations feel unpredictable. They have been showing you that your peace does not have to depend entirely on circumstances. That kind of inner stability is powerful. It means that when the next opportunities arrive, you will not approach them with fear. You will approach them with a sense of readiness that comes from knowing you have already overcome difficult seasons before. Let this truth settle into your heart. What lies ahead is not meant to overwhelm you. It is meant to reveal what has been developing inside you all along. Many people think a blessing is simply a moment when life becomes easier. But blessings often come in forms that also require courage, responsibility, and growth. When the door opens, it invites you to step into a larger version of your life, and stepping into that larger space requires confidence that has been built over time. That confidence has been quietly forming within you. Even when you doubted yourself, something inside you continued to rise again. Even when you questioned whether you were strong enough, you still kept moving forward. That perseverance is evidence that you are more capable than you sometimes believe. So when you look ahead, do not look with hesitation. Look with curiosity about the possibilities that are beginning to take shape. The chapter ahead of you contains experiences that will remind you why you held on through the difficult parts of the journey. It contains moments of clarity that will help you understand the purpose behind the waiting. And it contains opportunities to bring hope into the lives of others who may be walking through their own uncertain seasons. Your story is not only about what happens to you, it is also about how your experiences become a source of encouragement for someone else. The strength you gained will allow you to speak with authenticity. The patience you developed will allow you to guide others with understanding. The faith you practiced will become a light for people who feel lost in their own chapters. This is how purpose unfolds. It begins with personal growth, but it expands into something that touches many lives. You may not realize it now, but the wisdom you are gaining through your journey is something that will one day help someone else stand back up when they feel like giving up. So do not underestimate the value of this season. Even the lessons that felt difficult are becoming part of the message your life will carry. And now, I want you to do something simple. Take a moment and reflect on how far you have already come. Think about the challenges you once thought you could not handle. Yet here you are, still standing, still learning, still moving forward. That is not an accident. It is evidence that your story is being guided with care. If these words are encouraging you today, pause for a moment and write, "I will keep moving forward." Let it be a small declaration that you are choosing courage over discouragement, because your willingness to keep moving forward is part of how the next chapter begins. And remember this as you continue through your day: the blessings that belong in your life are not disappearing. They are moving closer, step by step, in ways that will become clear at the right time. Stay attentive to the small signs of progress. Stay open to the possibilities forming around you. And most importantly, stay connected to the hope that continues to rise within your heart. Because the story is still unfolding, and the best pages are still ahead. Slow your thoughts for a moment and listen again. There are times when life places you in a quiet season where everything feels uncertain. The plans you once imagined seem distant. The answers you hoped for appear delayed, and you begin wondering if you misunderstood the direction of your journey. Yet, in those moments, something important is happening that you may not immediately recognize. Growth is taking place within you. Not the loud, visible growth that people celebrate openly, but the deeper kind that strengthens your spirit and prepares you for what is ahead. This kind of growth often happens in silence. It unfolds in the hidden places of your heart, where your character is being shaped, your perspective is expanding, and your understanding of life becomes clearer. Many people believe that blessings only appear in moments of obvious success. They imagine blessings as sudden breakthroughs, dramatic changes, or instant victories. But the truth is that blessings often begin forming long before they become visible. They begin when your perspective shifts. They begin when patience replaces frustration. They begin when your heart becomes strong enough to carry something greater than you previously imagined. And that is exactly what has been happening in your life. You have been developing a deeper awareness of who you are and what truly matters. The experiences you have walked through have taught you to look beyond temporary setbacks. They have shown you that challenges are not always barriers. Sometimes they are invitations to grow. Think about how much your understanding has changed compared to who you were a few years ago. The situations that once overwhelmed you no longer have the same power over your peace. The worries that once consumed your thoughts now appear smaller, because you have learned to face them with greater clarity. That transformation did not happen overnight. It happened through every step of the path you have traveled. Even the difficult chapters contributed to this change. The uncertainty you experienced forced you to develop patience. The questions you faced encouraged you to seek deeper wisdom. The waiting periods taught you how to trust the process of life rather than constantly trying to control it. This is why the season you are in right now matters so much. It is shaping the foundation of the next stage of your journey. Imagine building a house. Before the walls rise and the rooms take shape, a strong foundation must be laid. That foundation often takes time to prepare because it must support everything that will eventually stand upon it. Your life has been in a season of foundation building. The strength you are gaining now will support the opportunities and responsibilities that will soon appear. Without that preparation, the blessing might arrive, but fail to last. With preparation, however, the blessing becomes something that grows and multiplies. That is the kind of future being prepared for you. The progress may seem slow from your perspective, but each day is adding another layer of stability to your life. Every lesson you learn becomes another piece of wisdom that will guide you forward. This is why I encourage you not to lose hope during quiet seasons. Quiet seasons are not empty seasons. They are moments where life is aligning pieces behind the scenes. New connections may be forming that you have not yet met. Opportunities may be developing that you have not yet discovered. Circumstances may be shifting in ways that will soon create space for something meaningful to enter your life. All of these things take time. Just as the sunrise does not rush the night away instantly, the unfolding of your story follows a natural rhythm. So rather than focusing on what has not yet appeared, focus on how you are growing right now. Are you becoming more patient? Are you learning to see challenges with greater understanding? Are you discovering strengths within yourself that you did not know you possessed? These are signs that the process is working. Your journey is not about rushing to the destination as quickly as possible. It is about becoming the person who is ready for the destination when it arrives. And you are becoming that person. Right now, as you listen to these words, something inside you is beginning to shift. The doubts that once felt overwhelming are losing their influence. The quiet strength inside you is becoming more noticeable. This is the moment where your perspective begins to change. Instead of asking, "Why is this taking so long?" you begin asking, "What is this season teaching me?" That question opens the door to wisdom. When you start looking for lessons rather than frustrations, you discover that every experience carries value. Even the situations that once felt disappointing begin to reveal insights that will guide your future decisions. This shift in perspective is powerful because it turns every moment of your journey into something meaningful. You are no longer simply waiting for life to improve. You are actively growing through every step of the process. And growth like this always leads to transformation. So hold on to your hope. Continue showing up each day with faith that your story is still unfolding. The blessing that belongs in your life has not been canceled or forgotten. It is moving toward you through the natural progression of your journey. If these words are speaking to your heart right now, take a moment and write, "I trust the journey." Let those words be your personal reminder that you are choosing faith instead of fear and patience instead of frustration. Keep your heart open. Keep learning. Keep growing, because the season ahead is preparing to reveal something beautiful in your life. And the blessing that is meant for you is closer than you think. Stay with me for a little longer. You have walked through these words step by step, and there is one more truth I want to place firmly in your heart before this message closes. The journey you are living right now is not random, it is not meaningless, and it is certainly not forgotten. Every step you have taken has been seen. Every moment of patience, every quiet prayer, every time you chose to keep moving, even when it felt difficult, has been part of a larger story unfolding in your life. You may not have understood it fully while it was happening, but none of those moments were wasted. Sometimes, when people reach a long season of waiting, They begin to believe the best chapters have already passed. They look back at earlier moments of happiness and assume those were the peak of their journey. But that assumption is not the truth. Life does not move in a straight line that ends after one good season. Life unfolds in waves of growth, opportunity, and renewal. Just when you think a chapter has reached its conclusion, another one begins to open with possibilities you had not considered before. Your life is standing at the edge of such a moment. The preparation you have experienced has been guiding you toward a new stage where the lessons you learned begin to transform into visible results. The patience you developed becomes wisdom in action. The faith you practiced becomes confidence in the direction ahead. This is how blessings often arrive. They appear not only as external changes, but also as inner clarity. Suddenly, the path that once looked confusing begins to make sense. The decisions that once felt uncertain become easier to recognize. The opportunities that once seemed distant begin to come closer. And when that moment comes, you will realize something important. The waiting was not punishment. The waiting was preparation. During the quiet seasons, you were becoming stronger. Your understanding was expanding. Your heart was learning how to carry both hope and responsibility at the same time. That growth has prepared you for what is ahead. Now imagine standing on a mountain path. Behind you are the valleys you have already crossed. Some of them were difficult. Some required effort you did not think you had. But each one taught you something valuable. Ahead of you is another path, one that leads toward new views you have not yet seen. This next part of the journey will bring moments of joy, discovery, and purpose. It will allow you to use everything you have learned to create something meaningful in your life. But there is something important to remember as you step forward. The blessing you receive is not meant to remain only with you. It is meant to flow outward. The encouragement you have gained will help someone else stand back up when they feel discouraged. The patience you learned will allow you to guide others through their uncertain seasons. The hope you carried will become a light for someone who feels lost in their own chapter. This is how your story becomes powerful, not just because of what happens to you, but because of how your experiences begin to uplift others. Every person you meet carries their own challenges. Many people are quietly searching for reassurance that their life still holds purpose. When they encounter someone who has walked through difficulty and still carries hope, they feel inspired to believe again. That is the influence your story can have. And this is why your blessing is not only about success or achievement. It is about transformation. Transformation in how you see yourself. Transformation in how you face challenges. Transformation in how you encourage the people around you. When you live with that understanding, every opportunity becomes meaningful. Every connection becomes valuable. Every step forward becomes a chance to bring more light into the world. So as you move forward from this moment, remember what you have learned here today. Your story is still unfolding. The challenges you faced were shaping your strength. The waiting you experienced was building your patience. The lessons you gained are preparing you for the opportunities ahead. Nothing has been wasted. Everything has been guiding you toward the next chapter of your life. Now I want to ask you to pause and reflect on something. How would your life change if you truly believed that your best chapters were still ahead of you? Imagine waking up each day with that understanding. Imagine facing your challenges with confidence rather than doubt. Imagine looking at the future with curiosity instead of fear. That shift in perspective can change everything. Because when you believe that your blessing is still on its way, you begin to move through life with greater courage and openness. You become ready to recognize opportunities when they appear. You become willing to take steps that lead toward growth. You become someone who inspires others simply by continuing to move forward. If these words have encouraged your heart today, take a moment and write, "My next chapter is coming." Let it be your personal declaration that you are stepping into the future with faith and expectation. And if this message has brought peace, clarity, or hope into your life, remember that there are many others searching for the same encouragement. You can help this ministry continue sharing messages like this by supporting it through the link provided below. Your support allows these words to reach people who may be going through difficult seasons and need a reminder that their story is not over. Share this message with someone who might need it today. Carry its truth with you as you move through the coming days. And remember always, the story of your life is still being written, and your blessing is not over yet.